Good day, everyone. Just going to do a quick review of my Ducati 848 Streetfighter 2018. I've had it for about 3 years now. Just wanted to give an update on what I think of the bike and how it's performing and any issues I've had and any modifications I've done to it. Bought it used, 32,000 kilometers on it. The original owner, the guy I bought it from gave me pretty much everything that I needed for the bike. Center stand, of course, got a single-sided swing arm. Gave me some additional, it gave me the original mufflers and some used oil, some used parts, stuff like that. So very appreciative to him for giving me all that stuff. Issues, no real issues. There is the one thing that I do have an issue with is on idle. It's got a bit of a lopey idle to it. So I'm not sure if that's a spark plug or fuel injector issue or what the deal is, but I'm working through that. End of the day, it has no detrimental effects to it. It works great. Otherwise, just go over some of the features on the bike. It's got an Akrapovic exhaust, really nice. We'll just fire it up for a second. You can have a listen. And we'll just make sure she's in neutral. Sounds awesome. The stock Akrapovics are extremely loud. Straight pipe design. I did put the silencers in, but I noticed that it was still too loud for my liking. I do have neighbors, and they are probably not appreciative of the excess noise these things make. So what I ended up doing is I capped the end of it, welded a cap on the end of it, and drilled some holes in the side to make an additional mufflering scenario going on in there. And it's done really, it reduced it by another third. So I'm really happy with it. You'll notice also that the exhaust is wrapped. Went and picked that up on Amazon. It's cheap. I got the back exhaust done as well as the lower exhaust, and it goes all the way to the front. And I'll tell you, it reduces the heat coming off this thing tremendously. Highly recommend that. It was cooking my legs over time, and I just said, you know what, let's wrap it, and it cuts the heat in half. It really is good. So highly recommend it. Have no detrimental problems with the pipes or anything like that. I don't run it in the rain, so it's not a big deal. But I have put them on other bikes as well, and I've never had an issue with wrapping pipes. Another thing I got going on is cosmetically, I put this Givi tank bag on there. It's small enough. Unfortunately, they don't actually make one for the Streetfighter. I believe this design is for the Panigale. I ended up 3D printing a riser out of it and working with the drilling some holes through the plate at the top here. It took a lot of fiddling around, but I'm handy that way, so I didn't have any problems with getting it set up, and it latches on there, and it's perfect. I can throw a Yeti coffee in there, and my wallet and hat and stuff like that, keys, extra keys, things like that. So it works really well, and highly recommend that for getting to and from work. We've got these folding side mirrors. They came with the bike, so they are really good. nice concave design. You can see behind you, no problem. One of the issues I did have was the clutch slave cylinder. The other one was leaking, and I bought it from the guy, and it was leaking, and that's probably why he sold it. But I went for the aftermarket one that everyone recommended, and it's been flawless and works really well. The other thing I did was I converted the chain sprocket. So I put a 14 tooth chain sprocket on the front of this, and it's the same as putting a +3 on the back. So I went -1 on the front, and I'll tell you, it makes this thing drive so well. It rides so well. It's I can now stay in 5th. Oh my God, we got snowbirds. That's awesome. Never seen that before. Sorry. Welcome to Canada. Yeah, so we did the reduction on there, and it makes this bike so much more streetable. I don't have to feather the clutch anymore coming off the line. It was brutal, like coming from a stoplight, where I would have to feather the clutch just to get going, and now it just rides like any other bike, and it really does make it better. The acceleration is better. In essence, when I came to work this morning, I was doing 100 kilometers in 5th gear at 5,000 RPM, and it loved it. It really did love it. And you still had one more gear to go, so there's lots of room at the top end to go a little bit faster if you want to. I know with the older gearing, it really wanted to go really fast, and I don't want my license to disappear on me, so I prefer this drivability to it. One of the first things I did was threw this Sergeant seat on the bike, and that is such a great improvement. The original seat is more tapered to throwing your body into the tank, and this Sergeant just flattens it up, lifts it up a little bit at the front, and gives you a flatter saddle to sit in. I do ride with an Airhawk sport seat, inflatable Airhawk seat for it for longer trips, and I do really admire that seat for its comfort, and I've used it on the last 3 bikes or 4 bikes I've had, and it just makes a long distance touring so much better. You may notice that I have stickers there saying Asino Edition. That's a joke. I got the stickers made. It's Italian for donkey. It's a joke around my house that I'm just a donkey. I just a beast of burden. So it's kind of fitting that this is my beast of burden. Mechanically, I haven't had any issues with it. It just runs and runs. Takes a premium gas, which is not too bad. I did. The previous owner gave me the 22,000 kilometer breakdown with all the mechanical work that was done on it. It had the Desmo service done at 22K. They put a lot of stuff into it, expensive. The one thing about Ducatis is be prepared to spend on these things. They're, I believe it's a 20,000 kilometer Desmo service every time, and it's It's got 33,000 on it now, so it's coming up, but I don't put a lot of miles on it. The one thing that I did do that's kind of a little bit more in depth is I changed the programming on the ECM, the control module. So I went through Tune ECU, bought the license, got the cables that hooked up to it, and I uploaded the Ducati Performance, the DP map, which is just for the slip-ons. I originally loaded the full, was it Tergamoni, the full map for the full system, and I found that it was burning too rich. So I just put it down to the DP Performance. Was it the one that just had the slip-ons? I don't know if it was a Tergamoni slip-on or if it was a DP Performance slip-on. I put one of those in there, and it was really easy to do. And I've done other videos on that as well. And that was, it really did improve it. I basically took when you upload the map, you have the ability of taking off the oxygen sensors, and it goes into open loop, so it doesn't use the oxygen as a feedback. So it makes your low speed drivability, I think it enriches it a little bit more and makes it that much more better on the street. I don't smell any, the gassiness or anything like that. It's tuned really well. So I highly recommend that as well, to do that. And lastly, the last thing I did, I upgraded the brake pads to EBC brake pads, just to give them a little more bite. But I also put a Tycool, Tykool lithium iron phosphate battery in this. So I was having a little bit of trouble with I think it was a 3 or 4 year old Yuasa battery, the flooded lead acid battery that was in it. And I thought to myself, well, I saw these things on on Amazon, priced pretty good, and I thought I'd give it a try. And one of the benefits of it is high cranking ability. So it gives you less weight, it's lighter, and it cranks so much better. It just takes control, and I know a lot of people were doing the mods for increasing the battery cable size, but this thing, because it's a lithium iron phosphate, it has less internal resistance, and it can deliver more cranking amps. You can read all about it anyway, and it does make cranking it so much better. I recommend it for now. I've only been running it for about a month and a half, so time will tell as to whether this upgrade will stand the test of time. I know I've read in some places the batteries can fail. Tycool is a fairly new supplier out there, so I thought I'd give it a try. The price was about the same price as a Yuasa, with different technology and more cranking amps. So give it a try. Fingers crossed that it doesn't fail me at any point, but I'm just doing short runs to work and back, and just letting it live its life, and seeing how it performs. So that's about it. No other anything major to report on it. I really like the bike. I highly recommend it if you got a chance. It is so fun. It turns heads. I love the color. The red is just amazing. I've had so many other bikes. I've had R6s, Gixxers. I've had Ninjas, 1000 Ninja. This is right up there with all of them. But the one thing is, it's super slim. Look at that. It's so slim, being a V-twin, but I think it's 135 horse, 74 foot-pounds of torque. Really, really good on the low end. Lots of grunt down below, so it really gets you going. And I love it. It's fantastic. It's one of the best bikes I've ever owned. And like I said, it's a real head turner. I love the red. I've seen them in black and white, I think. But red is the color. Red's the way to go, in my opinion. One more thing. These things, I got these on eBay. They're pretty cool. They replaced the black ones, and they were cheap. They were like $25 or something like that, and anodized aluminum. So really, really nice touch. And that's it. If you have any comments, send them my way. I'll answer any questions you have, and I hope this little review makes you sway to possibly buy one. And that's it for today. Have a great day. Bye.